Oh, hey, we've started.
Yeah, no one's seeing it. It's private.
Yeah, I think starting with the thing we started with is a good way to start.
It's annoying.
It's charming in a way.
You want to start like that?
I think we just did.
Okay.
Or you can edit this out either way. I don't
No,
care.
yeah. We'll figure it out.
But you leave in the part where I just told you to edit it out, and that becomes a part of it, and that's part of the charm.
And now it's even like super meta because now you're talking about.
We're self-aware.
Yes, yeah. But I'm probably gonna leave it all in now at this point.
I think you have to.
Okay. All right, but anyway, not to get down to nitty gritty, but that's kind of what I do. We're just kind of copying from other Google Educator Groups who produce. But that's what teachers do. We copy. We don't steal. We don't borrow. We just. Well, it's not even borrowing, so we don't give anything back. We just.
Right.
We copy. Trying
and
to.
We are in a large state.
We are larger than people realize.
Not
as large as Texas.
No. But hey, where are we so people can know? Should we tell people where we are? Should we tell people where we are?
Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, hello, shirt. So.
I'm in an undisclosed location, obviously, because there's cinder blocks, and I have a fake plant right over my shoulder.
At least you're at work for the first time, for this first recording. I am at home because my eldest, my 5-year-old, has the flu. And this is probably the least dressy you will ever see me unless I have to be home again. So go Georgia, go Dogs.
And I'm coming to you from Model High School's Media Center office. There's a couple TVs on carts in here. There's a 3D printer over there next to me. And I could just be lying and saying there's stuff around, but I have the plant and the printer right here too. So.
But what we're trying to do is we want to share like twice a month, 1 or 2 big things that you can take away that we've noticed that a lot of people don't talk about or don't know. Specifically, this is coming from kind of, I guess, the straw that broke the camel's back for me was at Camp Forsyth. I'm trying to get people to make a YouTube channel. We had so many issues where people didn't realize which account they were on. So we're going to talk about account management with a Chrome browser. And then next time we'll have one of Lee's pet peeves kind of to address, or any cool tool that we find, any news that we hear as well. It's nice and short, 10 or 15 minute little things. And then we'd also like to have once a month at least bring in one of you guys. All we really want to hear is your experience with G Suite in your district or your school, G Suite, aka Google, whatever you like to call it these days. And any really cool, innovative things that you're doing, or anything you want to share with anybody, because that's how teachers grow. We, again, don't borrow, we don't steal, we copy from each other. So whatever you're doing that you'd like other people to copy from, essentially this becomes one giant share button, right?
Yeah, and absolutely. And there are fantastic people all over the state that are excited to share stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm questions and
I'm constantly amazed at the things that are going on that we have no idea that's going on. Someone from Gwinnett won't know what's going on with Cobb. Someone from, South Georgia, Lowndes County has no idea what's going on with Floyd. And we're different, but we're so similar. So it'd be nice to kind of get an idea of events and innovative things and things that people are doing. Yeah,
and bringing cool people together.
Yes, amen to that.
A common goal, which our common goal is to do some good stuff with kids.
But it's with students, always with students.
Stuff and whatnot. So back to the agenda.
Lee and I, by the way, for those of you who don't know, because they probably don't know, we met in Chicago. You would think we live in the same state, but we had never met. We met in Chicago as the 2 Georgia people who were at the Google Teacher Academy in summer of 2013.
Yes, ma'am.
And we connected, but we barely spoke because if you've ever been through a Google Teacher Academy or now the Google Certified Innovator Academy thing, it blows your mind. You literally are just sitting there just trying to take everything in with your mouth open. You don't have time to network or mingle much. You don't remember much of people.
No.
It's after the fact that you're able to talk. And we reconnected. I think it was off and on, and definitely at GATC that year. And ever since, we've been EdTech BFFs.
There we go.
Yeah.
So I'm all about the personal connections, and I love opportunities to meet and interact with cool people. And I'm lucky to say I'm very fortunate to be able to not only say colleague and professional, whatever, blah, 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 but good people and having these friendships, and I'm happy to have you as a friend. Not to get
Oh, well, thank you. I'm very happy to have you as a friend as well. There's no one else who can put up with me on Voxer as best as you do.
You're the only reason I have that app. So
I have to have a way to be able to speak for 15 minutes for people who don't know Voxer. It's a great kind of asynchronous, synchronous voice, text, video tool. It's everything. And now they have a private chat feature as well for those of you who are a little paranoid.
Yeah, encrypted and everything.
Yes, so it's nice to be able to. I can send something, and Lee might not listen to it for a week, but for one long listening session, you can do 15 minutes in one go, and then it times you out. I'm the only person who probably has known that. But it's good to kind of get it out. You can have good discussions, and like I think this was discussed over Voxer as well. So
yeah, I've got the chat right here. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, I would not recommend it. There's some people who have giant Voxer groups of educators of like 25 or more. For me, it's more of a small group or individual kind of. I mean, that's how most of my big ed tech close relationships have been formed, like with Jamie Vandergrift, who's in Fayette, Allison Peterson at Mount. Oh, she's gonna kill me now. Mount Pisgah. Mount Pisgah. Yeah.
Boom, got it.
Yeah. So it's how we kind of can stay connected. So. All right, so people, when you log in to Chrome, hopefully you log into the Chrome browser, right? Or when you go to Gmail or whatever, you're logging into your work account. I've noticed that what people end up doing is also tying in and logging into other accounts in what I'm going to call the absolutely wrong way, right? Where if you're like a drive.google.com, you look in the upper right hand corner at your little avatar, round avatar, you click on it, and it gives you like 3 or 4 different accounts. You are doing a big no, because you're never assured which account you're in, right? You really want to keep those separate, because let's be honest, again, in the paranoid world, you want to keep your personal stuff separate from your private stuff. And if you have multiple Gmail accounts like I do, it's hard to maintain. So like right now, let me ask Lee, how many Gmail accounts or Google accounts do you have?
On my 4 that I'm using right now on my phone. I have a trainer domain, I have my domain, I have a personal Gmail account that I've had since Gmail came around, and I have my work Gmail account all in one spot.
Oh my goodness.
So,
see, that's a lot. I have, well, you're about to see how many I have. So I'm going to share my screen and assume that, let me actually get off my email because I don't think I need you to see that. And I'll go to Twitter, and then that way, you can see what I'm talking about. All right, and close that as well. And if you hear noise in the background, it's my eldest, Miss Flu, is currently watching on her iPad via it's an app called Few. It's as in like kind of sound, and you can actually curate your YouTube videos for young audiences and push them out to various devices.
Nice.
Yeah, totally worth it. Really, really is nice. So, all right, green button, application window, and share. All right, so, oh, that's you again.
Woo.
Okay, going back to here, upper right-hand corner, I click on cat, and there's how many things I am logged into there, right?
That's a lot of things.
Gosh, tell me about it. So if you do something, if I go to Drive, or actually just print on Google, you just stay there. Right, you see my little face, right? My little face, right? That's actually upper right-hand corner. If I click on there, do you see how it says add account and people who add accounts there? Don't do that. Don't do that. But just to show, I'm gonna do it, even though I hate doing it. So if I do like Ed Camp Rome, which is when, Lee?
March 18th.
Ooh.
Space is filling fast. edcamprome.com.
Uh-oh. There we go.
Great
right, so
password.
I'm multiple logged in one browser to these. Look at these accounts. See, even if that says default, sometimes when I go to Drive, it'll default to Cat Flippen or to EdCamp Rome, or if I go to YouTube, my issue is in YouTube, right? If I refresh, you'll actually see, other than the channel here, you can see all the different accounts I have. I have a lot of teachers who have issues because we have a whitelisted like that using Google Classroom to approve accounts, right? If I have multiple accounts logged in and I'm not on my work account, I'm not going to be able to get the whitelisted version of YouTube, right? The full unrestricted version as a faculty member. I'm going to end up getting whatever student one, and I can show that in a little bit as well. So don't do that. And to get rid of that, see, look at that. I actually haven't. That gets so confusing. Now I'm even confusing myself.
Because you're, yeah, the multiple.
I know. You should never do that. You should always be upper right-hand corner. You either see cat, right? Or you'll see something that says, oh, I don't know. Let's see, like a guest, right? Or it might say person one. Like here's, oops, that's Oconee County Twitter. So we'll do like I'm messing up a bunch. Person one. It's okay. You want to click on that button and it's going to prompt you. See, look at that, sign in. So sign into Chrome, not to Gmail, not to Google Drive. It'll auto sign you into that. Sign into Chrome.
So really what you're doing right there, yeah, no, absolutely. What you're doing there is giving yourself multiple Chrome experiences.
Yes.
So instead of having 2 accounts that are getting married together and you're kind of muddying the whole waters between the 2, each one of those users at the top of the screen then becomes its own individual entity in your computer. It's like you've got 3 Chromebooks all in one device right there.
Exactly. So clicking here, if I do sign into Chrome right now, it literally looks just like what you're used to when it comes to signing into any account, right? You put in your email and then your password and boom, and you're just overarching signed into everything. And if you go to Drive, you go to Gmail, you're already signed in and everything. Problem solved. So
based on that user in the top right corner, make sure you pay attention to that.
Yes. But if I wanted to add people just from once I have one account added, like here's my personal one, I want to add my work one, I'll go to manage people and look what pops up. You get the screen of awesomeness of every single account you're logged into.
That looks like a Chromebook.
Yeah. So
they finally got that right. A few years ago, I remember complaining to somebody about the management of accounts on PCs and Macs versus being on a Chrome device. And I'm happy they've come this far.
So if I click add a person, it'll prompt me to pick one of these silly avatars. You have to pick one. You can go ahead and name it. So I'll call this OCS with my district faculty 4. I'll make it pink. I can do a desktop shortcut, which you can if you want to, you don't have to, and then click save. Look at that, a whole new window just popped up. So you see cat back there, you see a window here. If I go to Drive, right? So now look at this. If whatever I do here in this window will not speak to whatever I do in my other window. So you won't get confused between accounts because there will be people, especially your lower level users, who will be like, oh, I want to send this email. And they don't realize they're in the wrong email because they haven't set like a different theme. And they'll end up sending a personal email in a work environment. And I'm trying to see, I can also close all my windows, which is nice. But Lee, to manage these people, I can click here and I can actually X out. So remember, these are the little hot dogs. So let's say I want to log out of person 1 or faculty 4. If I just click the little hot dog, the drop down, look at that, remove that person.
There you go.
It tells you everything you're deleting, browsing history, all these settings, blah, 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 remove, and done. So person 1 I can also get rid of because I want to clean it up. So I will remove this person. And then anybody else I want to get rid of, I could, so like even at Camp Rome, if I wanted to log out right now, I could just remove it and problem solved.
Now, I love everything about that.
Okay, but
I love that. So for serious work, so if I'm using my computer and I'm going back and forth between these accounts, that's absolutely the way I go every single time. What do you do if you're popping onto somebody else's machine for a minute?
Well, it depends on a couple things. If you're in a district, they likely have that guest mode turned off, right? Because that guest mode is kind of sort of new, right?
Well, we still have incognito enabled. And
oh yeah, well, incognito is fine. And I mean that's good. So let's look at the 2 options here. So I'm gonna share my screen again. Oh, and look, it's like Inception. Okay. So here I am on my cat browser, right? And I can click here, and here's Oconee Schools main, right? Oops, let's go tinier. Thank you. And then I can click here. Look how many I'm opening up, and they'll never speak to each other, which is so nice, right? Mm-hmm. But if I have somebody who's coming to log in, I have two ways of faking it. And it all depends on what you're trying to do. If you're going to need your extensions or your bookmarks,
right?
Then in that case, you need to go ahead and I would do a guest login. So if I click on ITS or OCS or here at CAT, right, the upper right-hand corner of the Chrome browser, guest, you have a guest option right here. You can go ahead and log in and it'll pop up everything that you need. Alternately, you can still, like managing people, you can just go ahead and add yourself as a person as long as you know how to delete yourself from here, right?
Right.
So like here's faculty user 3, if somebody logged in with that. As long as you go in afterward and again, remove the user, problem solved, done, no problem. And if you're on a Chromebook, my kind of cheat is click on your hot dog in the upper right-hand corner and do incognito window. Now, here's my problem with incognito window is you will get the whatever browser you were on, you will get those bookmarks, right? So let me go and pick up. See, there's CAT, and then there is ITS, right? So if I did an incognito window with ITS at Oconee, look at what I get. I get all their stuff for bookmarks. So not that it matters. It's not going to remember your history. But anything you download or any bookmarks will be kept. So just you can actually edit those, and it does affect the browser.
Right. For PD stuff I'm doing, like you said, unless I'm using extensions or something or trying to go into other things, I find myself bouncing around to a lot of different classrooms on a regular basis. And the incognito is nice because all you do is close it and you're out.
All right. So that's kind of my thing I wanted to share. And
that's perfect.
Good thoughts on security reasons, especially, I mean, Chromebooks, it doesn't really apply so much, although again, I get why people think on a Chromebook it's nice to have that because then you have multiple accounts right there in that one browser. There's just, you got to weigh, and you don't want to encourage students to do that because.
And what was the Ghostbusters they said about crossing streams could like destroy the world or something?
That is the perfect analogy for this. Like oh my gosh! Although I have to confess one thing.
I know you've not seen the Ghostbusters, and
I've seen Ghostbusters all the way.
I need to educate.
Like bits and pieces here, but yeah.
We need to Clockwork Orange you on some stuff.
I've seen a Clockwork Orange.
I know. Strap you to the chair, prop your eyes open.
Yeah. I've seen a Clockwork Orange, but I haven't seen Ghostbusters. There's probably something really wrong about that.
There's a lot wrong about that. We can get into that later. But yeah, don't cross the streams. Keep them clean, and you'll be happy.
God. Yeah. All right. So next time, do you know what we're going to do next time? We're going to talk about next time?
Next time, we're going to talk about how to remove stains and get your whites extra white. I'm digging some Google Keep right now, so maybe we'll hit you with some of that.
All right, perfect. In that case, I'll see you then.
All right.
Which is literally right next, because I think I'm not going to change outfits for this.
Yeah, I may, probably won't either. I may move the plant to the side. So, all right.
All right.
Be safe. Have fun.
You too.
I'll see you in a little bit.
Pseudo bye.